What's going on, family? Thank you so much for joining me here on TLP Sports Club on YouTube. This is TLP Live. The show that you are watching is TLP. Well, the show you're watching is TLP Live, and I am your host, Harry B. The B means billion. So apparently, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, not Coach Prime. Apparently, Deion Sanders, when he was a player, he would not be able to cover the receivers of today. So says, I guess, a former player or a current player or whatever. We'll talk about that. Shedeur Sanders is finally QB2. But Stefanski still stinks and he still sucks. And nobody cares about him. The Browns still suck. You didn't have to make it a dramatic thing. We're going to talk about that. Let's run the intro because I got to get to work. Let's go.
BWB, bandwagon buffs,
That's right. It's your man's Harry Billion. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. So let's go ahead and get right to work. Deion Sanders cannot cover the receivers today. Did I miss something? What are we talking about? Whose man's is this? Yo, whose man's is this? What are we talking about? Deion Sanders cannot cover today's receivers. So, like, okay, so when Michael Irvin was talking about it, he said he had just he woke up and he had his self-talk. I woke up like 4 something in the morning, and I click on something and I see Michael Irvin talking about something. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And he's talking about some podcaster or a former player, I guess. We'll get into it, but he says that Deion Sanders and Irvins would not be able, Deion Sanders would not be able to cover receivers today. And I guess like the receivers that he was covering during his time were not as fast and I guess agile as I added agile, okay, as the receivers today. I found that to be quite interesting. The first thought that came to my mind, I promise you, the first thought that came to my mind was, now I understand what the NFL Combine is all about. Because the NFL Combine will be like a receipt, basically, for the new kids to say, hey, you can go back and you can check the Combine information, right? And I don't know if Prime has any type of official 40-yard dash time, but yeah, you should be able to, like, I think the story, most people know the story to be a 4.2 or 4.1 or something like that. But the thing is, he didn't stay. He came, he ran, and he just ran straight out. That's the story. But yeah, so let's talk about that. I found that to be quite interesting. Now, before we go too far and start talking about this, and then we're obviously going to get to Shedeur because I've done 2 shows now about the QB2 situation. Okay? I mean, like I said, it didn't have to be this difficult. I don't know why Kevin Stefanski just is so unprofessional. I have no idea. It's QB2. It's not like this is not what the fan base is looking for. We're not looking for Shedeur to be standing on the sidelines looking at shorty Dylan Gabriel he's 1'9", 2 inches tall. You notice he keeps getting shorter and shorter. As I tell the story. I think on Tuesday he started off at 2'9". It's Friday and now he's got shorter. He's 1'9", 11 inches tall. Oh man. So yeah, he keeps getting shorter and shorter. He's not even the same height as the football, as the pigskin. You know, that oblong ball made of pigskin. Anyway, yeah, man. I mean, come on. We're not here to be watching Dylan Gabriel you know what I'm saying, look up at the NFL players and say, well, dang, you're kind of tall. Like, we're not here for that. So he acting like QB2 was some major thing, and he's showing his hands, he's showing his cards, right? But like I said, let me not dig too deep into that. That's not the first segment. Let's talk about this first segment. I'm actually going to play not the Michael Irvin clip that I saw this morning. I'm actually going to play Ocho and Unk's play clip. So let's watch them, and then we'll react to their reactions, reacting to what I believe what Unk. Well, I guess not what Michael Irvin reacted to, but let's watch their clip. Because I'm like, oh, what's wrong with these young bucks? Like, what the problem is? I don't know what the deal is. Like, what are you on? And I wonder why they're calling him a podcaster. I guess you call him a podcaster because was this guy maybe he was not a former player? That'll be interesting to find out that he was a former player. Okay, so let's listen. Let's take a peak.
Let me hit
the receivers from back then
might not be prime though.
These guys that he played against weren't that fast, bro. No, they were stronger, but they weren't that fast. These guys now, I love to see him. I would have loved to see him play against Chad in his prime. I would have loved to see him play against Justin Jefferson right now today. You know, all these different guys. I would love to see him cover Tyreek. If Prime is who we think he is.
Are you shitting me? We are the two most accomplished receivers in the history of this game. When you're talking about the most important things, championships, and your stupid ass talking about...
I didn't even know he was about to come and unleash the venomous words. Good Lord. Ain't he supposed to be some Christian man? All Christians are not the same. Oh, man. I was not ready for this one. This is not the same. No, this is not the same one. I think he recorded the first one, and then he probably thought about it and went back in for number 2. But this is not the first one I heard he put out. But anyways, you know, sorry for the cuss words. We don't allow cuss words around here, but I guess, you know, it's Michael Irvin, so...
Running fast? Like people weren't running fast back then? Are you shitting me?
Come on, bro.
What the hell are you talking about? I don't even know your name. And I certainly don't know your game. I don't see you every year with a gold jacket in that Hall of Fame room. So who the f are you to talk about what? Deion Sanders couldn't cover these guys today. Do you really know what you're talking about? You think there were not fast guys in the league when I played? You think Tyreek Hill can outrun an Olympian like Bullet Bob Hayes, who played before me? You all get to run around and play 7-on-7 touch football. We had pain in our game, and y'all don't even know shit about pain.
Damn, boy. Golly. Come on, Unc. I can't let you finish, man. Like, Kanye, Unc, I'm going to let you finish, but you using too many foul languages, man. Like, I can't mess with you, man. Dang, you and Deion supposed to be these men of God, and, like, you letting it fly like that? My goodness. Sheesh. I can't even get past the daggone cuss words, man. Oh. This is not the first one he did. I guess I should have pulled the first one. Man, I should have prepared. Man, that's what you get for doing these shows off the cuff. Shosky's in the building. Ty Smith Dallas is in the building. What a dude's Ty? What a dude, Shosky? DC Cars and Music's in the building. Y'all better pull up on me tonight, man. Look, I ain't trying to do this one alone. I don't did 2 shows alone, okay? Y'all got to pull up, man. I'm tired. Man. All right, guys. Just don't play this one in front of the family, okay? TLP Sports is supposed to be family friendly, but just tell the kids to, well, it's Friday, so they're probably in their own rooms and stuff. Oh, Lord.
Football's not about running fast. It's not about speed. It's about getting the job done. It's about getting the job done.
All right, so let's go ahead and hear what Unc and Ocho have to say. Ocho be playing around too much. But he's like that, you know what I'm saying? He like that dude that you definitely want to hang out with because he ain't taking life way not too serious. Ocho is a fun dude to hang around. He just feels and he just like he looks like he that type of dude where, you know what I'm saying? Like he knows his abilities, but he ain't gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm the best. He just jokes around with it, but he knows he's the best, but you know what I'm saying? Oh, he's one of the best, but he jokes around with it, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't take things too seriously, you know?
Hey,
Look.
Hey, Herb funny, boy.
Yeah, look here.
Herb funny. Herb gonna tell it like it is now. And obviously back then, I think back then players were fast. Players
Ron Brown got a gold medal. Sam Grady got a gold medal. James Jett got a gold medal. I want to know the current player that's currently playing right now that got a gold medal. Because all those guys, Sam Grady won the silver medal in the Olympics in '84. Time played against him. Ron Brown was on the relay team.
Yeah,
James Jett ran alternate leg in the qualifying on the 19 Barcelona team in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I want to know which one of you guys think faster than Sam Grady, faster than Ron Brown, faster than James Jett.
All right, them boy were moving, huh?
He played. Y'all say Randy Moss was fast. He played against Randy Moss. Okay.
Ooh. And people, I don't think people, well, see, I
don't really think like people really understand like how fast Prime was. That's what I'm saying. Like when time passes and you were not in that era, you were not there, then stuff like this is gonna happen. I'm sure somebody's gonna come for Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure. People don't understand like how football used to be. If you take basketball, you take football, like the physicality of the game. People don't understand how different it was. Right? My guy, like today, your game today, if somebody breathes on you the wrong way, like the referees are all over that. Like you're not built for the type of football that was back in the day. So let's take your speed plus the physicality and let's put that stuff together. Imagine you're going however fast you're going. Right? And one of these guys, Jim Brown, let's take any of the old school dudes, were allowed to come at you full speed and put their helmet right on your chest. That's a clean play. Nowadays, if your helmet even goes in the location of your helmet, if their helmet even touches your shoulder, it's targeting. Okay? So they're right. It's not about just speed, right? Irv knows it's not just about speed. Yes, you can just run fast, but can you play like an Art Monk? Can you cover somebody that they had intentions back in the day? Today it's almost like finesse. I want to look pretty while I'm doing this. It's different. It's a different game. I'm telling y'all, I started watching football in 1989. I remember this was Rock Creek Terrace, Montgomery County, Maryland. All right. I remember where my dad was, and then I saw this thing on the screen, and I said, what is that? And then he started to break it down for me. I went in my dad's room, and I saw him watching this thing, and then he started to break it down for me. From there on, I fell in love with football. I was like, oh, I like this. When I came from Liberia, fresh, didn't know nothing about no football. Bruh, my Washington Redskins, that was my team. This is the time where we knew all the players every single year. The players never changed. It was the same players every single year. So you grew up with these people. You knew there was Mark Rippon, There was Darryl Green. There was Art Monk. You knew all of the players, bro. You knew your quarterback always. It was not like you 1 year you know somebody, the next year the whole team has changed. Football back in the day was way different. Smash mouth football. I don't even know if these youngsters are will be able to handle the type of football that was being played back in the day. Like if I was just to give you a little glimpse of, let's just say, the NBA, when Magic and them were playing, when Jordan and them were playing, when Larry Bird and Dennis Rodman and them were playing, bruh, them dirty boys from the Detroit Pistons. My goodness, sports has changed. So, is what he's saying or what the young man is saying plausible? I don't think so. Because I don't know if he understands what speed is. He's saying, I don't know if he ever watched the game. Like, you seen a bunch of dudes. He looks like he's an older dude. Like, he looks like he could be like maybe late 30s, some 40 maybe. I mean, I'm 40-something years old, but it's like, come on, bro. Like, you look like you could be in at least your late 30s. Why you don't remember what football used to be like? I don't understand this. There was no targeting calls, bro. Let's see how fast you are when somebody's coming for you. Bro, they had nicknames for these dudes. Headhunters. They had nicknames for them. I can almost imagine like the young dudes from today, like the players of today, like walking off the field. If we were to just intergenerational football with the rules staying the first set of rules, I don't know if any players will be able to handle the gridiron of yesterday. I almost feel like today we should call it something not gridiron. Because this ain't gridiron. Boy, I know he's talking about speed, but the gridiron, the grittiness of the game also affects your speed. Because all you had to do was just get hit one time for you to switch it up. It was not a game, bro. You just had to get hit one time for you to remember what you're doing out here. They were going to remind you that this is not a little boy's game. So go run all you want. Because nowadays y'all can run as fast as y'all want. Because you know that the referees in the game is protecting you. So go run. Go run. Let one of those DBs, bro. Oh, this is so laughable. I know son is catching strays from everywhere. Every corner of football right now. I know he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the night show, but I'm sure he caught some strays during the day. I didn't have no opportunity to watch all the different things. I just saw the clip and I'm like, maybe I should react to that. I should talk about that. Because I'm looking at son and I said, who is this dude? Whose man's is this? Like, yo, whose man's is this? How you don't know what you look like you're old enough to understand what happened back in the day. Like, this football ain't just about you're on a track where nobody's trying to hit you and you just can just run as fast as you want to run. Yes, there was speed back in the day, just like there is speed today. You're always going to have your Speedy Gonzalez's, yes. But you're also going to have your Ray Lewis's, your Jim Browns. You're also going to have, like, your, bro. Them dudes hit differently. So you weren't just running. If you were a wide receiver back in the day, you were mindful of the stadium you were going in. This is football history. When you went to a certain stadium, you knew which routes to run. You couldn't open up your entire, artillery as a wide receiver. You had to be selective depending on which stadium you were playing in on any given Sunday. Because them boys were hitting a little different back in the day. So there was no running straight line and then, let me get the referees to bail me out. No, the referees were encouraging it. The referees were whispering to dudes like, what kind of hit was that? So go run. Come over here and come run. Because the way that football was played is the DBs, they made it a point to tag you. All right? They had to tag you first because they wanted to let you know what time it was. So they would tag you. It was a love lick. Once you got that in your head, then you will understand, all right, I got you. So yes, you got tagged. This was no game back in the day. You think this was no little boy's game? My man's Travis Hunter would not make it back in the day. I promise you, he would not make. Tyreek would not make it. Like half of the dudes today would not make it back in the day. Because when you got tagged, that was your introduction to the DB that was playing that day, or the DBs that were playing that day. And the linemen, they were different. Bro, do y'all even know what a fullback is? The best example of a fullback that I can give you is my Cam Skadaboo. Okay, he came from Arizona, the Sun Devils, but now he's playing for New York Giants. He's in New York right here with me. So Skadaboo is the best example that I can give you because we don't have fullbacks anymore, right? But he was like Cam Skadaboo, a running back like him, built like him, maybe a little stockier. And they did exactly what Cam does. 1 yard, like 1 yard touchdowns. That was their thing. Just like last night, 3 touchdowns. You get to the 1 yard line, you give it to the fullback. That's an automatic touchdown back in the day. Oh, we on the 1 yard line? Okay, automatic touchdown. It ain't going to be like the Seattle Seahawks. We're throwing the ball on the 1 yard line. No, you just give it to the fullback. That's an automatic touchdown. Once we got into the red zone, we knew what type of football it was. Today, we got to throw. What? Y'all remember it back in the day? Yo. You said you started watching. Yeah, man, I started watching football in 1989 when I came to this country. 1989. My dad introduced me to football. And he started to explain the differences. I remember the one thing that I still don't have and I still didn't get the calculations of was when they're kicking a field goal. He tried his best. He's a math guy, right? He does accounting and he's really good at math. But he tried his best to explain it to me. I still don't have it because I'm like, okay, so you mean, so how is it an 89-yard, how is it a 60-yard field goal, but they're on the inside the 50? You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff it still messes me up today, but he tried his best to explain it to me, and then I fell in love with the game. But yeah, I don't know what this young dude is talking about that Prime wouldn't be able to cover. Prime was covering these dudes, and he was smoking all of them. Yo, Prime was so dope. That's why I said, man, look, it's the generations are different. So sometimes, like your purview, you don't know how to judge things, right? Especially, okay, if you're in motion, you don't know how to judge things when it's in motion. You're going to have to stop, see the thing in motion, and then you can judge it. But if you're both in motion, you don't know how to judge things because it's like, what? So the wide receivers back in the day were not fast. I can't, you know how people say, look, I mean, okay, I'll give you the speed, but then let me explain something else. I can't even give you the speed, but let me explain something else, okay? The wide receivers back in the day, it was not about finesse. It was not about looking pretty. there are wide receivers today that go home with touchdowns and their jerseys look clean. And I'm like, where they do that at? The wide receiver's jersey is clean? How? How? The game has changed. Man, I remember Jerry Rice. I remember Irvin. Them dudes, man, they were different, man. It made the game. Like, you grew up with these people, and they were superheroes to us. I don't know if it was because of the time, but loyalty meant something. Loyalty meant almost everything. So maybe it was a part of the era. Because if you remember sports back in the day, your favorite players were with the same team every year. So you didn't have to worry. Nowadays, y'all got 5, 6, 7 jerseys of the same player from different teams. But in the NBA, the same thing. Back in the day, Michael Jordan played for one team. Until, the latter times of the, when things started to change a little bit. But now you knew Chicago was Michael Jordan. You knew that Bird was gonna be with the lucky guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew what the teams were. Them Detroit boys were not gonna split up for nobody. Today is different. Just Shafter, they do the tush push. Sports is different altogether. Now, I know that the rules had to change because, some of the dudes that played back in those days, because it was such a hard sport, with the CTE situation, and a lot of that probably went under, uncovered and undercover. They try to hide it. So, yeah, they're trying to soften the game. But what do you think? With the majority of the people that survived the game, what took them to survive? How were they able to survive? Because now all of the rules has changed. I mean, the reffing is different. The whole way that they ref the game, the way that the game is played is totally different. So regardless, if you're fast, if you can beat if you can beat your man, do y'all think, let me ask y'all this question. Do y'all think the game back in the day, do y'all think that the receivers of today will go up in the air to catch that ball, knowing that Ray Lewis is coming? Do y'all think the receivers would even dare try to catch a ball that is being contended by, if somebody was, one of those dudes back in the day was near the ball, do y'all think they would go up and try to catch it? I doubt it, bruh. I doubt it. What did I say that was pause? I'm sure I said something. What did I do? I said something pause-worthy. I'm sure I did. I thought that was about Shedeur allegedly getting QB2 status. Yeah. This is a show that I have multiple segments. I've talked about Shedeur 2 days in a row. This show, I'm trying to add a little bit more sauce to it. Oh, Ray Lewis, come on, bruh. Come on. That's what y'all pausing me for? What, you from Harlem? Man, I'm a Brooklyn dude, man. We don't pause everything like Harlem dudes. Come on, son. Don't do that Harlem thing. Y'all gotta pause everything. Come on, son. Nah, but it's like it's interesting how if you could beat your man. Dude, hey, look, this ain't nothing. I promise you. This ain't nothing compared to the sports announcers doing the games, bruh. Yo, them dudes be getting away with crime, like straight up highway robbery during the daytime. Dudes be saying stuff like girth and stuff. I say, wait. I wonder, because in the broadcast booth, they got the pause button, right? Not the pause button like that. I'm talking, they got the little mute button that you live broadcast. You got the mute button. You press the mute button if you got to cough, you got to say, kind of look away from the mic. Son, them dudes I'm like, I wonder if that dude just hit the mute button when he the way he described the dude, and he was like, yeah, man, his play has girth and all that. I said, bruh, I know for a fact he pressing that mute button. There's no way he's not laughing at that. You can't make no statement like that, but you can't be on live broadcast talking about pause. So they just gotta go with they said nothing compared to that, bruh. Yo, I'll be pausing them for themselves. What? But I don't really understand how we getting to this thing where let's listen to Unkin, what's the name, talk a little bit more. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but let's give him a little bit more time.
See, I saw it up close and personal. Well, that shit was different, boy.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
I was in the league with those guys I'm talking about was in the league. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You have
are dudes built different today than they were yesterday? Because when you see the dudes from back in the day, man, the linebackers, the fullbacks, I just feel like dudes are built differently today. And maybe it's because the game has changed, so you don't necessarily have to condition yourself the way that they used to be conditioned. I think the yesterday's game was for our parents. Today's game, I think anybody can play it. But yesterday's game was for real men. I wonder who can play football. If we were to take like any team, what team is physical today? What team would you say is a physical team? Because I haven't seen any physical team in football for a very long time. What's a physical team today? I used to say Green Bay when used to be physical, but today the Steelers maybe. What team would you say is physical today? I just want to do a quick comparison. Because I feel like the game of yesterday was for men, like gladiators, like men. The New York Giants are not physical. They played well last night, but that's not the type of physicality when I say a physical team. Like an example would be like when you depending on what stadium you went in, your game plan had to change because of their physicality. They were so physical. Sometimes it felt like these dudes weren't trying to win. I think some dudes were just paid, like they dressed up like one of those diesel, the homeless people that work out at the gym, that's the playground gym. Like they'll dress one of those guys up, and then they would just give them a task, and they would just say, "Hey, your job is to go hurt everybody you see. Just hit them." I feel like that's how the game was yesterday. Like last year, like yesterday's game was like that. Some of the dudes didn't really care. They were headhunters, and they would just hit you. And once you get tagged, and you felt that, it's like, you're a boxer. You're training for like Mike Tyson. You got the person that spars and try to be like Mike Tyson. But it's not until you get in that ring and Mike hits you one time that you start feeling like maybe you want to change your mind. You're like, oh, you said, oh, he just hit me. This is different. Yo, when Mike tags you one time, you almost want to say, what did I sign up for right now? This is different. We should have got somebody else. Yo. What? Eagles, not it. KC, not it. Steelers, not it. Nah, just be myself. Nah. Be yourself. Like be your real self. How old are you? Just being myself. Are you amongst the generation that they're talking about, the older guys? Because Today's football, I haven't seen a physical. Well, to be fair, let's be fair. Sports talk, let's be fair, because I'm one of those guys. I like to be fair, because if we put things into perspective, the way that the game is being played today, you are not allowed to be as physical, right? Like people like Shedeur Sanders, who they really take pride in hitting somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ray Lewises, who know they built their entire career on being physical. You really are not allowed to do that today, right? Because now you kind of like, you're going to have to go full speed, stop in time, check your helmet, make sure your helmet is not connected to your shoulder bone. And then when you hit the guy, take your head off your helmet, set it to the side, make sure your shoulder is low enough, and then you got to do something where your shoulder only can touch the player. That's how football is played today. So I understand that maybe the physicality is not going to be represented, because I'm sure there are guys who are physical and they really want to, play football like maybe yesteryears, but they're not allowed to do that anymore. So it's unfair, the question I'm asking. I get it. I'm going to back off of that. I'm not saying Shiloh's the best person. I didn't say none of that. Come on, calm down, guys. I'm trying to give you an example of people who like to hit people. Shiloh is trash. All right. He may not be the best safety or whatever, but he likes to hit, and Shiloh can hit. I can see somebody like Shiloh taking pride in probably being somebody who would thrive in yesteryears, but he'll probably have to put on a little bit more weight. You feel me? But yeah, Cam Scottaboo definitely has that old school soul. He reminds me of that old school fullback. I don't like the tick in his head. The thing he does, I think somebody explained it last time. They said he explained what it was, but he's doing that a little bit way too much for me, man. Charlotte likes hitting security officers. Hey, the guys that protect the quarterback, those are security officers. Their job is to protect the quarterback. So yes, he definitely loves hitting security officers. You feel what I'm saying? You see what I did there? Let it go, my guy. Let it go. But yeah, man. Somebody check that little tick, that little bobblehead tick that Scottaboo does. Somebody go check that out. Because I don't know, man. I don't know. I keep saying he got CTE, but I'm sure they scanned him already and they already did a physical. So he ain't got CTE, but man, that little tick right there, bro. That dude been hitting so hard. Like the way he played the game. The way he plays the game, it feels like he's been rocked off his kilter too many times. And that little tick scares me, man. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear no news about Cam Scottaboo really like one day, oh, yeah, he got something going on with his head. You know what I'm saying? What am I spinning? No, I'm not spinning nothing, but why are we talking? How are you coming back with, oh, he likes hitting security guards? You want to talk about the fact that he got a lawsuit against with security, like, what kind of time are you trying to be on? Y'all never let things go. Like, let it go, bro. That young man, that's his life that you're trying to play with. Like, let it go. All right? Let the courts handle it. Let the people that are supposed to handle it, let them handle it. You see what I'm saying? It's okay. You want to keep talking about the old stuff, like, oh, yeah, he's security guards and da-da-da-da-da. Bro, let it go, bro. We're talking about something different tonight.
To realize there are certain players, Time is a player that could have played in any era because he was so extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to really understand and appreciate the type of athlete that Deion Sanders was. And the fact that he is still celebrated today should let you know that that ain't the guy that you want to come for. You don't want to come for somebody like Prime. Like, if you're going to come for somebody, at least choose somebody who wasn't so dynamic and everybody talks about. Why do you think we're all here? Like, if Prime wasn't Prime, like, maybe, look, some dudes are really smart. All right? Like, they're geniuses. And they know they know clickbaits, and they know what's going to work. And they pick their prey, they pick their targets very carefully. So if you're going to go after somebody, if your podcast is up and coming and you need the heat after your podcast, you got to pick the best out of it. I bet you that dude's like sitting back like, thank God the bit. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he did it on purpose. Maybe that's why he did it, because he's like, yo, if I'm going to pick somebody, right, then who do I pick? If I'm going to pick on somebody big enough, a name that's big enough to where I'm going to get people to react and respond to me so that they can like reference my podcast, Prime would be one of those dudes. But for you to open your mouth and say Prime wouldn't be able to cover a Tyreek, bro, are you serious? I can cover Tyreek. Are you serious? Even with my dad bot, I still got my speed. Let him run. Let him run, bro. 2 steps back. All right. Let him run. Give him a little bit of breathing room. Take a couple of steps back, bro. Let him run. Prime can't cover Tyreek. Bro, I know mad cornerbacks that can cover Tyreek that are covering him right now. First of all, that's what we should have done. If you really want to make anything out of this, that's what we should have done. Let's compare the cornerbacks that are covering Tyreek right now to Prime. That's the way you do it. If that dude knew what he was talking about, then you take the cornerbacks that are covering those dudes right now and you compare them to Prime. Because that will be the litmus test. You have to say, hey, look. So that means what you're saying is that the dudes that are covering Tyreek right now are better than Prime. What? So whose man is this, bro? How did you switch to Prime? Just being myself. Are you talking to me or somebody else? This whole segment is about Prime. In case you didn't know. Because they're talking about Coach Prime. This dude on this podcast says that Prime would not be able to cover the receivers of today. So basically, we're just in reality we're comparing Prime to the current cornerbacks. That's what we're doing. So then let's do that. Let y'all put it in the chat, y'all. Tell me which DB, which cornerback today, what is Prime's comp today? Let me see. Y'all help me out. Let me put this up. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna wait for y'all. But again, this is what I usually do. If you want to come on this show, you want to debate, you want to talk about it, you want to push back, join tlplive@gmail.com. Join tlplive@gmail.com. Don't allow my accent to get in the way. It's just join. It's basically just JOIN. I'm sure my Liberian accent is going to get in the way of that. So it's join TLP Live, Tango Larry Peter. It's right there on your screen at gmail.com. My Cash App is also at the bottom of that screen, guys. $ TLP Sports Club. Thank you so much for those of you who have blessed me to make sure this show continues to be free. While I look for and I search for my sponsors who are going to continue to help to make this show free. Thank you for your blessings. And if it's Friday, so it's got to be somebody's payday. I take dollars. I take $2. I take $3. All right. So. Okay, so let me send this to my guys who may want to come on here. All right, Tim, I got you coming right now. Yeah, man. I mean, come on, bro. Was that? I'm telling you that dude was probably looking for. He was probably clout chasing, and he probably did the right thing. Nowadays, that's what you gotta do. If you really want to get some motion on anything you're doing, you gotta go after the biggest dog out in the game. You gotta go after somebody. You gotta make some noise. And he sure did accomplish that. If that was the goal, to make some noise, he definitely did accomplish that. So I think that was genius. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, I think that was genius. So, wow. But that's, I don't know. Let's play a little bit more of Unc and Ocho, and then we'll go on. We'll move on to Shedeur.
Yeah, he was extraordinary, but he wasn't covering me though. But go ahead, I hear you.
You have to understand. See, people just look at time and they say just speed. Time was technically sound. He studied a lot of tape.
Yeah,
he gonna make you play to your weakness. He gonna play to his strengths and force you to your weakness.
Yeah.
Y'all need to go see the play when Rocket Ismail. He picked off a deep post from Rocket Ismail. They threw it
off his head, the one off his head,
and took it and put the ball up in the air. Yeah, coming back the other way with it. Like I said, I think the thing is, look, man, these guys, they don't realize, like Darryl Green. Y'all do realize, like Darryl Green, like they didn't keep track of 40 times like they do now, Ocho. That was way back then. The combine really didn't start kicking off until the late 80s.
Right.
That's when the combine, because back then they had regional combines, Ocho. If you was in the South, you went to a combine in the South. If you was in the West, you went to the combine in the West. If you North, that's how it was. It wasn't centralized like it is now. But Darryl Green, Darryl Green can win. Rod ran tried to qualify for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He ran against Greg Foster.
I remember Darryl Green. Darryl Green was one of the fastest dudes. Like, that's my man's, man. I'm trying to tell you. Like, I don't know what these young dudes or these, Johnny come latelys. I don't understand, like, what their deal is. How you don't know what prime, like, maybe take a second and just to think, why is everybody on prime like right now? Like, why is everybody like so enamored or so, still looking to him and saying, man, prime. You picked the best of the best. Bravo. Yo, that's how you do it for real though. Man, who should I pick on? Can y'all drop some names on who I should pick on? Because maybe I should say some things. Dang. Lord have mercy. Yeah, man, it was different. So, like I said, I started in 1980, and like the combines were like they said, the late 80s, right? The 90s and whatnot. Then you started the combine started becoming more of a thing. So yeah, I mean, I remember all of that. So now you can actually access people's times, but nah, dudes were really fast, like multiple athletes. Like these guys could be two position athletes. It was easy back then. It was really easy back then. They had the stimuli. It could have been in the food, the type of food that they ate, the type of men that were reared by other men, the way that the culture was back in the day, the toughness, because toughness is also a mentality. And then when you're talking about the era that they were living in, people were really tough. Nowadays, you got dudes wearing skirts. Dudes are wearing all kinds of things. Men don't even know if they're men anymore. There's a lot of crap going on right now. Like, things are it's not regular no more. Back in the day, like, we knew who men were. Men were men. Did they have little secrets and stuff like that? Sure, I'm sure. But I'm saying the majority consensus and how a man's man was back in the day, a man's man was a man's man. I'm sure he had his secrets, but he still had to make sure that when he stepped out, he was a man's man. So yeah, the game was different because of that era. Each era is going to produce certain players. All right. So yeah, it's different. It ain't going to be the same. So nowadays, I mean, we got men. Hey, Lord, don't touch it, Harry. Leave it. So yeah, okay, man. So Shedeur, let's go to Shedeur. We're gonna leave that whole prime situation alone. Dude was misguided. I'm sure someone is gonna pull him aside or them aside, right? Because it was a couple of them. somebody's gonna pull them aside and be like, all right, if your goal was to try to like poke the bear, right? Pull Superman's cape and get attention, then congratulations. I still don't know the name of their podcast though. You know, because I think people would call his son podcaster, some podcaster. They didn't even give him the respect of calling his names. Well, I don't even know son's name. So I don't know. Nobody said his name. I don't know what his name is or nothing. Because all of the title just says podcaster. That's unfortunate. Man. Like your name should have been, I know people are going to see your face and hear your voice and they're going to search and stuff like that. But nah, if everybody was saying like, you know, Stevens or Samuels or somebody said this, now your name went across the world like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can capitalize off of that. But podcaster, that's demeaning and that's disrespectful. So let's talk about Kevin Stefanski and why he hates Shedeur so much. I don't understand why he did the thing that he did because it don't make sense to me. It makes no sense. Browns promote Shedeur Sanders to number 2 QB versus Steelers. Y'all tell me this. What exactly, for all your football people, right? What exactly do y'all think could have necessarily went down as far as development? Because Kevin Stefanski said from the day that they traded Joe Flacco, or this week, he needed to find out like what type of development that Shedeur had come to. So at the end of the day, I think what happened, Stefanski knew who he was going to choose. He wanted to promote Billy Zappi, but he was forced to not do that because it doesn't make sense. First of all, it looks bad on you. It really does. Because you chose Shedeur to be your QB number 3. The way that the NFL works is that pecking order, that's exactly how it works. If you don't like someone, if you don't like a quarterback and the organization believes agrees with you, they put that quarterback on the chopping block and they get rid of him. The fact that Kevin Stefanski does not like Shedeur and Shedeur is still in that building, that means that is the owner and the GM that likes Shedeur, and they are the ones that forced his hands to name Shedeur QB number 2. Because it doesn't make sense why you would wait this long to let us know. Shedeur should have been ready a month ago to be QB number 2 because according to your pecking order, QB number 3 was going to get a certain amount of reps to make sure he got ready for when the time came when QB number 2 was promoted, QB number 3 would naturally step in as QB number 2. That's just how it happens. And you cannot not prepare them to step into each role. This is just naturally how the NFL works. So a month ago, or even earlier, when Shedeur was drafted and you said out of the OTAs and the camps and everything else, when you said, okay, Shedeur is now going to be our QB number 3, we're gonna put him on our roster. At that moment, you knew that Shedeur Sanders knows how to play the game. And remember, this whole he doesn't know the playbook situation is not real. It's fake. Because that is one of the criteria on how they grade you to put you on the team in the first place. You got to know the playbook. If you don't know the playbook, you know they cut people. If you watch any of those NFL documentaries, guys, you know they cut people for not knowing the playbook. So They had no type of, it's not for Prime, it's not for anybody, right? You don't like him anyway, right? So you know that if Shedeur does not know the playbook, I'm trying to tell you how this is set up now. So all of this myth about Shedeur not being developed and he doesn't know the playbook, let me tell you how the myth works. If Shedeur didn't know the playbook, that would have been the number one reason to cut him. Because he doesn't know the playbook. But you know and I know that Shedeur knows that playbook. Or Shedeur wouldn't tell us that he wouldn't say he's ready. That's the thing about a Sanders. Deion Sanders, what Unc and what Ocho talked about. The thing about Deion Sanders that most people don't think about, the first thing to see is the glitz and the glam, to see the hype. The thing that they don't think about is the preparation that separated him from everybody else. That's the thing that Deion Sanders is about. Deion Sanders is about preparations. He tells you this. He told all of us this. If you are a Deion Sanders fan, you know this. These are the little details that makes you a fan of somebody very specific. Pick your favorite rap artist. There are the casual fans that will pick up the music, and then there are the actual fans that follow their everything that they do. Everything. If you are a BWB, a bandwagon buff, you are a Coach Brown fan, and you know pretty much most things that the public, some of the things that the public doesn't know, but you know all the public stuff. And then when you follow him so closely, some things that the public or the laissez-faire fan don't know. But one of the biggest things that you should know as a Deion Sanders fan, whether you are a casual or you are a real BWB, is the fact that his preparation is why he's so freaking cocky. That's why he's so confident in himself. It's his preparation. Deion Sanders, this is all about Shedeur. Deion Sanders watched the tape of his opponents to find that thing. And if you watched I don't know if it was searching for Bobby Fischer or whatever. If you play any chess, they say don't be too quick to make your moves. Make your move only when you see it. Just wait for it. Keep watching, keep looking for it. Do not touch your piece. Because you know if you play chess and you touch that piece, that's the piece. If you lift it up, that's the one you're going to play. You can't lift it up, put it down, and say, oh, no, I've changed my mind. No, that's not how it works. So don't move until you're ready until you see it. Deion Sanders was just like that. Deion Sanders will watch enough tape to see how you twisted your ankle, where you turned it, in your stance. If your heel went this way and your toe was going this way, he studied so much that he knew that every time you did that, that's not the direction you were going in. That's where you're about to fake to go, and you're going this way. So all he had to do was once he saw you do that on a Sunday, he already knew that's a pick. Because he knew you're not going that way. He would watch enough tape on you to where he will see you do that often enough. He finds little patterns in your motion. Because every time you do that, you were faking this way and you were about to go this way. It was a little boot route. You're going this way. So Deion Sanders knew. So he just let you do that. And then guess what? As soon as the quarterback is supposed to throw that ball in anticipation of you being in that spot. Deion Sanders met you right there. As a matter of fact, he got there before you because he already studied your motions. He knew what you were going to do. So he got there before you, and he was in the end zone celebrating, doing the two-step while you were looking around wondering when is the quarterback going to throw the ball. He's in the end zone celebrating the ball that was supposed to be thrown to you. That's how dope Deion Sanders is But it was all about that preparation. He watched so much tape. He studied so much to make sure, because he knew the type of man that God made him, that showboat, that entertainer, that guy who had the swagger. His swagger was about the preparation. I mean, how much do you not watch TLP Sports Club? I break this stuff down all the time. So it was in the preparation where he put his trust and his guts, instincts came from. And that made him that much doper. So that same preparation, imagine he's giving that to Shedeur Sanders. He tells him, hey, man, look, you know who we are. We talk smack. We talk junk. So we're going to have to prepare. Because if you don't prepare and you talk junk, then you become like them other dudes. So you know that Shedeur devoured that playbook when he got it. You know that, bro. Like, stop playing with me. You know Shedeur Sanders devoured that playbook when he got it. And he has godfathers, support staff, support people, his dad and others, bunch of gold jackets that he can ask for assistance if he didn't understand something. So they wanted to sell us this. They want to sell us this idea. Kevin Stefanski and his hate for Shedeur. They want to sell us this idea that Shedeur is not developed. He doesn't know. Yeah. I mean, we have our issues with Shedeur. We know our issues with Shedeur. But not being smart enough is not one of them. Not being able to study, that's not one of them. You know that for a fact because of his dad. His dad talks way too much junk not to study. So what are you trying to sell us? Like his dad he's the quintessential person when it comes to studying and being prepared for the moment. That's why whenever Shedeur steps into a situation, Shedeur is never shook. You ever seen Shedeur shook in any moment, anytime, at any point? In every time he's played, you ever seen Shedeur look like he was scared of any kind of competition? It's all in the preparation. He's like, no, I know what to do with this dude. I already know what to do with son. So with all of our faults or all of the things that we don't like about Shedeur, all of the things that we just like, oh, damn, throw the ball away. Come on, Shedeur, like hand the ball up. Shedeur, act like that, whatever. One thing you cannot take away from the Sanders is their preparation. So stop lying to us. Stop trying to trick our brain. Stop trying to fool us and act like we don't know who we watching, who we trying to support. Stop trying to trick our brain. There ain't nothing you know that we don't know. You're not even one of the best coaches in the NFL. At least right now. You were voted as the best coach of I don't know what year. I already did the video. You can go watch it. But right now, all your friends are beating you. You don't know how to handle those situations. You sold us the whole story about Joe Flacco being the best guy. You can win now, and then you benched him for Shorty DG. He's like 1.5 inches tall. Yo. So I'm like, you're trying to sell us something, but the reason why you keep doing what you're doing is because you know that we know. Kevin Stefanski is doing what he does because he will get exposed. Shedeur will expose him. You put Shedeur on TV in front of a big crowd, he don't get shook. He doesn't. Nothing shakes him. The brighter the lights, just like his dad, the brighter the lights, the more he shines. But Kevin Stefanski knows that, and he don't like Shedeur. He's trying to, he lays in bed every night when he gets home. I don't know if he's married or if he's if he's gay or if he's straight, and he has a woman at home that he lays next to. So if this story doesn't fit for him, then let me know. But let's say his wife. It could be a man. I don't know. In today's age, we got to be very careful how we handle these situations. So it could be Jim Bob laying next to him. But let's just say, like most of us, we come home, whether you shower at night when you come home or you just put on your pajamas and you lay in the bed, whatever you do, right? And then you get on your phone and like he's just like wishing. He's just scrolling through his phone and just wishing that Dillon Gabriel could be like Shedeur. It's like, man, he's trying to he's like, man, I chose Dillon. I put my mark on Dillon, right? But I know that I already told these dudes that I don't like Shedeur. But we know he plays better. I've done everything I can do to try to stifle his growth. A simple rollout of second string, he steps on that. For what reason, nobody knows. He did a Friday, what we call in the news business, a Friday dump. A late Friday dump where even I didn't get the information until late Friday. When you dump information like that on a Friday, like most people have already gone on and talked about their morning shows. All the morning shows have done all their rounds and stuff like that. The news and everybody have talked. And then you just dump it somewhere in the middle of Friday. That's that Friday dump. So that you don't have to hear all the reporters clamoring and trying to get, quotes and stuff like that. He could have done it at the top of the week where we could have gotten all our questions answered and we could have done shows and stuff like that. The different podcasts would have talked about it. He didn't do that. He stepped on the young man's celebration. For what? To say that, from the time that Shedeur came to OTAs, from the day that Shedeur started with OTAs and everybody started saying, all the reporters started saying, Shedeur looks like he looks like the franchise. It's not even close. Follow me where I'm going with this real quick. From all of those times where everybody was like, man, the players love him. Man, the organization, like he comes in early. He's studious. He stays for film sessions. He understands the film. He understands what's going on. He's putting in the work. The people in the building love him. All the players are speaking highly of him. And his accuracy is not even close. Dillon, y'all don't remember everything that we were hearing? Dillon Gabriel looks like a journeyman already. He's a professional backup. That's the best he's going to be able to do. Shedeur is that guy. And let me dump this on you, just like he just dumped this on us on Friday. Bruh. They both played 2 games. Dillon Gabriel was bad in one. Shedeur was bad in one. Dillon Gabriel did okay in one. Shedeur looked like a superstar in one. We have forgotten the good thing that Shedeur did because Kevin Stefanski sabotaged Shedeur's second game. Was it 300? Follow me, please. If you remember the movie 300, I believe it was 300. I think it was the king to be or the king, the prince or whatever, where he sent message to the fighters, to the front line. And he told the army, the soldiers to put the guy that everybody loved up front and then pull the army back so that he can get killed. It's like the story of David. Y'all remember the story of David when David slept with the army, the guy's wife, right? And then told the army to put the guy up front, and then pull back. It was that story, basically. Stefanski did exactly that. He went, his favorite, he gave Dillon Gabriel everything he needed to look like he shined, right? He dinked and dunked him all over the place. And then he brought Shedeur out, and then he pulled back the soldiers. And then he was doing this. He said, go ahead, let me see you. Let me go ahead and see you succeed. If you didn't see that, then you blind, baby. You blind. That's what he did. Because he knows that everybody's going to forget about how good Shedeur looked in that first game when he had some type of protection and guys who he had already developed to catch the ball for him. Y'all remember? The guys that were fighting for a role, those were the guys that Shedeur had been developing. He's been comrades with. His boys were there. They weren't going to make the team, most of them, but those were his guys that had trusted him. So they were going to play for him. So when they put Shedeur out there, the playmaker, he was making plays. Those were not Kevin Stefanski's guys that were playing with Shedeur in that game. Those were Shedeur's guys. So Kevin Stefanski did his homework. He was like, oh, okay, I see what he's trying to do. Okay, I can fix that. So when it came time, I think it was the LA Rams. Y'all please let me know what it was because, I can't remember right now. He pulled all of his guys. And then he put guys in there that Shedeur had never practiced with. Shedeur didn't even know them dudes. And he was licking his chops like, all right, let me see you do it now. Mr. Tough, Mr. Watch Guy, let me see you do it. Go ahead and do it now. Let me see how tough you are. And what happened? He pulled back the army and Shedeur fell flat on his face. And I bet you he was back there celebrating when he got home to his girl. Right? When he got back home to whoever he lays next to, at night, he was like, smiling and licking his chops. You saw the frustration in Shedeur's face. Shedeur knew what had just happened. Shedeur had just gotten hoodwinked, bamboozled. He knew it. You never saw Shedeur do something like this. You never seen that before, ever, in any of his times, ever do that. But man, I saw the frustration, and I felt like Shedeur was about to let it all out the bag. Like, son, they set me up. Man, you can just see like he's about to bust. He's like, man, if I can say something, if I don't want to ruin my career right now, if I want everything to go away right now, I would say what just happened. He knows what happened. Shedeur knows exactly what he did, what they did to him, what Kevin Stefanski did to him. We see all of that, right? That sham job that they did to Shedeur, and that's the last thing we were going to remember. And now, all the media people, all of the people that were writing in the OTAs and everything remember the whole story about how Shedeur looked way, 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 way better than Dillon Gabriel. All of a sudden, everything flipped, and then Dillon Gabriel became the guy? Where? Bro, but the thing about this story is, see this story right here? It doesn't end well for the plant. Dillon Gabriel is the plant. Whenever you plant someone, it doesn't end well for them because they're going to get exposed when you finally got to let go. Fine, keep throwing your 10-yard passes. Keep throwing your 15, 20-yard passes. Them boys are coming. Them boys are going to come and they're going to jump right into those gaps and they're going to force you to throw it down the field. Now, let's see if you are the same dude that we remembered in those OTAs. The same dude that everybody was saying Dillon Gabriel does not even look like an NFL quarterback. Let's see how much you're going to be able to hold up. Going to get exposed. Even when Shedeur was looking bad, he didn't look that bad. Even when they try to do him in, he looked okay. He's trying everything to sabotage Shedeur. Everything, bro. He's done everything. It's a freaking second stringer, bro. You expose yourself, Kevin Stinky. Love Moves, what up with you? Harry is an African professional clout chasing Sanders cult leader. Hey man, thank you very much. I don't have the subs for it, but hit that sub button. Come on, like crown me already. But I ain't saying nothing that you're not seeing. You're seeing it. I don't know what you're not seeing. What is it that you're not seeing, though? Because if you know anything about the NFL and how it works, this is supposed to be a simple rollout. We don't care about second string. He made it a thing. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like dudes that are not confident in being a man, they always look like a boy. He's looking like a boy right now. He's exposing himself without knowing that he's exposing himself. Because nobody cares that much about second string. You're just supposed to be like, all right, that's my second string. So Shedeur was naturally number 2. We didn't have to make it a thing. But because he's not a man, he's showing his boy tendencies. Because real men are confident in themselves and what they do. But because he hates Shedeur, he let the cat out the bag without thinking that he was letting the cat out the bag. Oh, we need to see how well he works this week. 3 days is not enough to know anything, bro. Anything that you haven't prepared him for to do is second string, bro. Second string is dink and dunk, hand the ball off. Let's get up out of here. That's it. In case anything happened, dink and dunk, hand the ball off, let's go home. Let's go to the locker room. That's it. So ain't nobody over here celebrating Shedeur being second string. Oh, yes, Shedeur second string. We don't care about second string because we know we first string, bro. He don't even know that. He think we over here celebrating second string. Oh, they're gonna clamor. Hey, everybody's gonna come get me. If I make Shedeur second string and I let that out the bed, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna come for me. You're not a Negro, but Negro, please. Like, stop playing with me, bro. This is second string. You think that lowly of us, Deion Sanders crew? You think that lowly of us? You don't see how cocky they are? You don't think we that cocky? Negro, please, man. Yeah, we cocky just like this. We want everything, bro. They raised us right. We want everything. Well, if they're cocky, you know we cocky. But cocky for preparation. We prepared for this. We ain't just cocky, confident, whatever you want to call it, arrogant. Give us the whole bag, bro. Give us everything, homie. We want everything. Shoot. Like, what is this? A Friday night dump? What are you doing? The Browns are 1-4. They're 0-2 in the AFC. The AFC North. Like, what do you think? What do you think this is for us? As Shedeur fans, what do you think this was going to do for us? What exactly was your anticipation that if you had let Shedeur know on Monday, right, or on Sunday, that he was whenever Joe Flacco was traded, for you to just say Shedeur's our number 2 guy, we got to start getting him ready. What do you think was really going to happen? Like, we were kind of coming to break down the house and say, oh, Shedeur should start because he's number 2. What do you think we were going to do? Like, it don't make no sense to me, bro. Like, you moving like a little boy. You're moving like like you're not confident in your own draws. Like, you don't even know you're a man. Like, you're moving weirdly for me. What kind of man are you? Like, yo, you got a young man fighting for his career, putting in the work. He's coming in early. He's leaving late. He's practicing with players. The players love him. They can't wait. The world wants him. I'm going to repeat that part because maybe you don't get it because you're such a little boy. The world wants to see this guy, and you are sitting on all of that and saying, we don't know if he's ready, so we gotta, make our decision on later on during this week. And then on Friday, you dump this on us. On a Friday night. Or on a Friday evening. I don't even remember. I don't even know when it happened. I came from work and I had to ask my dudes, hey, is Shedeur? I saw one clip of G. Bush saying Shedeur was the number 2. Then I asked my guys, I text DC and them, and I was like, yo, DC, is Shedeur number 2? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at work, so I can't be like, doing the type of research I'll have to do. Right before the show. What is this? What are we doing? All because you don't have the confidence that his dad has. All because you're scared of his dad. You're afraid of another man taking your job. You're that afraid of Deion Sanders taking your job or overshadowing what you're doing, what you're not doing in Cleveland, that you just going to do his son like that? This dude's supposed to be celebrating. You don't even celebrate a second string job, but at least, you know what I'm saying, give him the opportunity to be like, yo, I'm number 2. You're going to dump it on a Friday because you saw what you finally needed to see in 3 days? What? I want to know what you saw in those 3 days. What did you see? His leg work change? He can run faster now? Shedeur's not holding on to the ball no more? He's not going to run around trying to make a play no more? What do y'all think Kevin Stefanski saw in those 3 days? Can y'all help me out? Somebody help me out because I want to know. What exactly did Kevin Stefanski see in 3 days? 3 days, guys. It's Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? He already knew on Thursday. What did he see in 3 days? 3 days. Bruh, stop playing with us, bruh. You acting like you're the only person that knows football out here. You're not the only person that knows football. We know how the NFL works. We're not a professional coach like you, but we know how this NFL works. Everybody else is doing it just regular. You're the one that's making it weird. You're the one that's looking weird. Everybody's sitting around. We know that you like the girl. I'm not talking about Shedeur now. We know, I'm just talking about being like acting weird. We know that you like the girl. Don't nobody like the girl but you. You like her ugly butt. And you over here doing all this. Why are you acting weird? Just go to her ugly self. Nobody else want her, bro. Say hi to her, bro. Just say hi to her. She's your type. Both of y'all are meant to be with each other. Go say hi to the girl. Stop acting weird, bro. You see everybody else already booed up. But your little silly butt, you out here acting all weird. Like, oh, I ain't going to do this until Friday. Like, do whatever you're going to do, bro. Nobody cares about you. You stink, Fisk. Nobody cares about you and your dirty Browns. Man. 3 days, I saw enough. I saw enough in 3 days. And this is when I knew. I finally got that big revelation that Shedeur is going to be able to throw those 5-yard passes that I set up with my weak playbook. Those Those passes that Joe Flacco's 80-year-old self was doing out there, Shedeur can finally do those passes. Because if I ever need to bring him in, then man, my playbook is so dynamic. Bro, your playbook is so weak. What? What plays? Like frankly speaking, bro, how is your playbook so dynamic that you happen to be 1-4, 0-2? Like, nobody can figure out this play, right? Not a 3-point-something college student who was at the top of his grade, of his class, right? Top of his QB class. He all of a sudden don't know the game. His dad is a professional player. He's known NFL players. He's been in locker rooms all his life. All of a sudden, you're so difficult that he does not know football anymore, and he can't be developed. And you gotta say you need 3 more days just to see if you can get your dynamic plays. Your playbook is just that dynamic. Oh yes. Oh man, this X right here, this is not a real X. You see what I'm saying? This right here is it looks like an X, but see, that's the thing right there. We're fooling them. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, you see this X? This is not an X, that's an O. You see what I just did there? That's an O. Did you know that? Did you know that was an O? No, because it looked like an X. Yes, I know it looks like an X, but I was trying to trick you. It's an O. Yeah. That's what we do here at Cleveland Browns. Those X's looks like O's. No, they're X's, but they're actually O's. That's why we're 1-4. You see how 0-4? You know what I'm saying? You see how that rhymes on more? What type of playbook? How is your playbook this good and this intricate that Shedeur can't figure this out and everybody else can figure it out? The DBs that don't study your playbook know your playbook. You might as well have just emailed it to everybody in the NFL because they know it. So what do you mean Shedeur don't know it? He read it. Bruh. Shedeur is right there in your meetings every single day. He's in your meetings. You are going over plays. Y'all went over last week's play. He's like, yeah, I would have done better than that. Shedeur, I guarantee you Shedeur is in those meetings like, bruh. He's like Ryan Staub. He's like, bruh, I wouldn't have done that. Shedeur's looking past you. He's like, bruh, I wouldn't have done that. Put me in the game. I won't do that. That's weak because I see something. He ain't gonna tell you. Shedeur, he knows. He a playmaker. Shedeur's like, yo, that's weak. I won't even do that. Because I see this dude. He's getting beat. This dude's gonna get beat because I know these players. This dude's gonna get beat. Your wide receiver, this guy, he's not fast enough, and he a butterfinger. So I'm not going to him. I know he's read number 1. I have no idea why you got him read number 1 when we got a practice squad dude that got better hands than your Jerry Jeudy or whatever his name is. Shedeur knows wide receivers when he sees them. He's a better judge of character and player talent than Kevin Stefanski is. He's the quarterback. He knows the players, man. I bet you put Shedeur in. If you give Shedeur an opportunity, he will clear the entire wide receivers room and bring in his own guys and be like, nah, I already practiced with some of these dudes. I already know what they can do. Your dude, he your butterfinger, get rid of him. This dude right here, he's too scared. Get rid of him. This dude, he's too worried about some chick. And she's not even a real chick. She's a tranny. So get rid of him. He's thinking he's not even in the game. Get rid of him. And he's going to bring in his own guys and be like, let me play with these dudes, and I'll show you how we do, how we work out here. Stop playing with me, son. Kevin Stefanski don't know what he's doing. It's obvious, bro. It's obvious. Like you doing too much. The game isn't as complicated as you think it is. He is looking down on Shedeur, Aurora G. And CJ. They're not going to pull Dillon Gabriel when he starts throwing a bunch of interceptions. First of all, Stefanski is going to protect Dillon Gabriel. Stefanski's playbook is not wide open. He's trying to protect Dillon Gabriel because he understands that Dillon Gabriel lacks the mental fortitude to be able to make decisions downfield. He understands that. He likes that. All right. So right now what he's trying to do, he's trying to protect him in a way because look, you're supposed to, if you're like, look at Jackson Dart in right now in New York with my team. He got traded to the Saints, but then they traded him back. Because last night what he did to the Eagles, bruh, talk about when the coach trusts you and he just says, he throws the keys in your direction. Like he just throws the keys in your direction and be like, all right, let's go. I know you're ready. Sir, Russell Wilson went back in the game and Brian almost lost his lunch. Russell Wilson threw some kind of pass. Bruh, I'm going to do a video on that. I got a video queued up. Bruh, the way that Brian Dabo or Debo, whatever his name is, the way that Brian reacted to Russell Wilson throwing that pass, he lost his crap. He was like, he went to the doctor that was treating Jackson Dart for concussion, and he said, "What is taking you so long? Why is it that you can't?" I tweeted. I said, Russell Wilson's time in New York is over. It's so over. Like Russell Wilson is so done in New York. Like the only thing that's holding him right now in New York is the fact that Brian cannot kick him out. That is the only thing that's holding him in New York. It's a contractor agreement. Other than that, bruh, dude is done. He's cooked. Russell Wilson is cooked. And look, Jackson Dart could be missing one arm and a leg, and Brian is going to ask him, "Can you still play?" And if Jackson Dart says yes, they will not bring Russell Wilson in. It's that bad. Jackson Dart has the keys. They just said go. Dillon Gabriel ain't got no keys, but that's his man's. How is that your man's, but you can't give him the keys and let him fly? Because you know he can't fly. My favorite movies, my family makes fun of me for this stuff. I love animal movies like, Chicken Run and stuff like that. Happy Feet. Those are my favorite movies for Friday nights. Even though I'm doing a show tonight. My favorite movies. Dillon Gabriel is like that little chicken. The little one. Or let's just say the little runt in Happy Feet. Everybody looking at him like, what you think you about to do? He can't fly. He's too short. So Kevin Stefanski knows that. That's why I told y'all when he's laying next to his woman. Y'all tell me, is he married to a woman? So I can just say his wife, but I can't, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect the man's man. But whatever. Right? He's hoping and wishing. He's so in over his head. He's just praying. He wishes that Dillon Gabriel was Shedeur. Like, man. That's why he's doing everything he can to sabotage Shedeur. You can call me a cult leader all you want. But we all see what's happening. Everybody sees it, bruh. Because no football person Describe what's happening. You put anybody on a panel, all of these guys on the Ultimate Cleveland show, the G. Bushes, the other white guys that is on there, that fat guy that looks like he, you know what I'm saying, he looked like me a couple of days ago. His beard hasn't been cut in like 10 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like he ate 2 Hoogies and he was still hungry. That guy. None of them can explain anything. They're like, all right, yeah. Nobody knows, man, because it's like, bro, like, what are we supposed to do with this? You can't announce a second string? What are you doing? Like, what are we supposed to do with this information? We're the media. We're the Ultimate Cleveland show, and we can't explain it to the fan base, your intentions. Nobody can explain nothing you're doing. All you keep telling us is he ain't ready. He's not developed. He ain't ready. But then in 3 days, somehow, by some miracle juice that you got in your locker room, in your players in your office, you gave that miracle juice to Shedeur, and he drunk it, and now he's ready. How's that? Where to do that at, bro? Where to do that at? Tell me how you got Shedeur ready in 3 days, and he ain't been ready this entire time. I got time tonight. Shedeur has not been ready this entire time. He ain't developed. He's not even close. This is the story they're trying to sell us. If you look at those 2 other white guys on that Ultimate Cleveland show, they keep trying to tell you that Shedeur ain't even close to being ready. That's what somebody's telling them, quote unquote. Somebody's telling me it's not even close. Remember when the roles were reversed? When there was real competition, what they say? Help me out in these comments, CJ, Jefferson Champion, VI Born. Help me out. What were they saying when there was actual competition that we can see with our own eyes, where G. Bush and others can go and see with their own eyes and evaluate? Not this closed door, behind the scenes narrative stuff that they can control, where they're telling you it's not even close. What were they saying when the roles were reversed? It was Shedeur that was the man, and it wasn't even close. So now that they closed it off to the media, and now they can control the narrative, Stefanski's stinking up the place. Oh, Shedeur's not even ready. It's not even close. He's sending out his minions on the Ultimate Cleveland show and other places. Shedeur is not ready. He's not developed. It's not even close. Oh, really? So show us. Show us. Y'all remember the whole thing I did with put the Piquet on the field? How do you tell when somebody can't do nothing? How do you tell how 2 players can play if one is better than the other? You put them head to head and let them play. Put the Piquet on the field. Stop playing with me, son. Put the Piquet on the field. Let us see it. You said he ain't ready. He ain't developed. Put him on the field. Let us see it. You scared. We ain't been asking for nothing but to show us. You can't show us. All you're going to do is just tell us. You keep telling us, and we're like, we don't buy this crap. Ain't nobody in the Shedeur camp buying this crap you selling us, and we know that. You selling us weak sauce, and we know that this is not mumbo sauce if you're from the DMV. This is not the real mumbo sauce. This is some vinegar crap that you're trying to sell us. This ain't mumbo sauce. Get that crap up out of here. What you doing, bro? We know what mumbo sauce is. Stand up, DMV. What up? Selling us this weak sauce, talking about he ain't developed, he ain't ready, it's not even close. That's the same thing I remember them saying about DG. Now you're trying to take all the Shedeur stuff that he did, give it to DG. Bruh, this smells and looks like a movie. This looks like a movie. We know who the real rapper is on the label. We know who's real legit with it, who's real nice with it, but they got their studio plant. So they're doing everything. All the writers are going to work. They're writing, they're doing the best that they can do, but every time this dude steps on the stage, my name is, I can do the rapping thing. Yes, I'm a rapper. I can rap like that, this, and that, and the boogity bang with the boogity B. What? Yes. Let's go. Where my crowd at? Bop with me, where my crowd at? You ain't nowhere. Your crowd ain't nowhere. Nobody want to play for you. No, they don't. You too short. You can't throw. Every time you throw, it's an interception. Duh, duh. We know who the real rapper is. He's behind the scenes, bro. But you got to hide him. You got to do everything you can do to try to make sure that he never gets no shine. And that's what you've been doing. We know who the real rapper is. That stuff you selling us, we ain't buying it, bro. We already know what time it is. We know who Shedeur is, bro. That's your franchise. You messing it up. You ain't even going to be here real soon. Erica Ransom DMV in the building, baby. We know what mumble sauce is. If you know what mumble sauce is, you know what the real mumble sauce is. Let me get an all right. Let me get a brah. Come on now. I'm in New York, but we know what the real mumble sauce is. I can scour the earth going to and fro, but I know what the real mumble sauce is when I taste it because I'm from the DMV. Stop playing with me, son. What Kevin Stefanski is giving us is not the real mumble sauce. They're trying too hard to work this plant that they got in DG out. Dillon Gabriel is their plant. He's their studio plant. So they're trying to give him the right lyrics, and he still can't bust a hot single. Son, they're putting the best writers on him, and he still can't bust loose. Bro, they're doing everything for this for homie. How they rolling out everything for you, and you still can't bust loose, bro? You're only good for dinks and dunks. If I guarantee you, Shedeur would disrespect son and throw it downfield like dink and dunking, that read didn't work out. I saw somebody coming, so I saw him open. So boom, touchdown. Okay, it's too late, Kevin Stinky. We already seen the touchdown, so you can say get in Shedeur's face. Nowadays, they're about to start smacking coaches. I heard Negroes are, use the N-word. I heard they're about to start smacking coaches. Touch me, bro, and I'm smacking you. So go smack Shedeur. Go try to hold Shedeur and say, why did you throw that? My N-word, it's a touchdown. I didn't do your stupid play because you've been trying to hold us back. It's a touchdown. Celebrate with the whole world. The camera's on you. Smile. We know what you're doing, homie. That is not real mumble sauce. You're trying so hard to plant this Dillon Gabriel, and it's not the real thing, bro. We know what the real thing is, bro. We know what the real thing is. And if I'm glazing, I'm glazing. My favorite donut with Krispy Kreme is the glazed donuts. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Apply a pause if you have to. It is what it is. I'm just trying to let you know, man. This is what everybody is saying. We said it in the OTAs. We said it in preseason. Everybody saw it. We saw the sabotage. We saw how you did them. You pulled back the army. You let him out there to fry. But everybody still know, wait a minute, that is not the Shedeur that we know. He got set up. Put him in the game and let's see what's really real. Where the where the real is at. So I'm trying to play with us like we don't know what's happening. Like we don't know what time it is, bro. Like we don't know who we got in Shedeur. You can listen to all the chatter outside of this. That, oh, Harry's glazing right now. He's not really, you know what I'm saying? Man, I wish, I used to really like Harry and like, because he keeps it real. He keeps it, central. He's part. Bro, I still do. But when did you ever see something like this happening in the NFL? When did you ever see this kind of stuff happening in the NFL? Where? And don't sell me on those stupid story. Don't sell me on those stupid story. He's a 5th rounder, all right? And he's a 3rd stringer. They don't get. Shut up, bruh. Stop it, bruh. Stop it. There are some teams right now that are on their 2nd and 3rd quarterbacks. So stop playing with me, bruh. Stop playing with me. I know how this NFL thing works. Stop playing with us. Enough of he's a 5th stringer. The draft. Who the heck cares? Can he play or not, bro? The Soldier are a bunch of bad gumbo, and y'all ate it up, thinking it was the real thing. Thomas said, man, I'm not even paying attention to my daggone chat. I'm over here talking. How y'all doing out there? It's a definition of a fan being fanatic buying something. So I don't see you as a Glazer. So do you just believe in your God? No, it's not about that, bro. It's not. Look, I'm trying to use humor, performative stuff to try to tell you something that's really happening right in front of your face. So some of y'all are reading it like, oh, I'm just a guy that's just supporting my guy. So let me put it in football terms for y'all. In plain, simple football terms, Dillon Gabriel lost the game on Sunday. He scored 17 points. His team scored 17 points. That was no different from what Joe Flacco did. He did not do anything spectacular that put his team in a position where you felt like this is the future. Dillon Gabriel is not a game breaker. They didn't open up the playbook like Jackson Dart, throw the keys in his direction and say, hey, man, go do your thought thizzle. They didn't do that. So what does this tell you as a football fan? Forget about the fact that I'm a Shedeur fan. Let's try to evaluate Dillon Gabriel isolated. Did Dillon Gabriel show you anything that is to let you know that he is the answer for Joe Flacco? He's not. Joe Flacco had enough to where to give him some leeway. He can throw the ball where he wanted. Unfortunately, if you watch any of the games, Joe Flacco had no weapons. No weapon formed against him. He had no weapons. Did you see the pass where Joe Flacco threw the ball right in the guy's hand? I think it was Jerry Jeudy, whatever their names are. I don't care about their names. So don't ask me. Say, Harry B, don't even know the team. That's right, because I hate the team. I don't care about the team. Thank you. You're welcome. So the dude, it seemed like the dude was either performing something. Somebody had instructed him to drop all the passes because he wanted to sell Joe Flacco to the birds. So the dude, he caught the ball like this. What wide receiver maybe I'm an old school football fan. What wide receiver ever catches the ball like this, leaving room for the ball to go through there? Don't they usually try to lock their elbows to try to make sure that the ball has no escape route? And then once the ball touches their chest and you can feel it in your arm, you lock it so that it can you can secure the pass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that how to do it? This dude caught the ball. He went for the ball like this, and the ball just went down. And then he says, shucks. Who does that? What wide receiver goes, shucks? You ever seen a wide receiver go, oh, shucks, I missed it again? These dudes are trying to sabotage somebody. Joe Flacco's like, did that dude just go, shucks? I came on here and I told you, I said, I said, oh, I see it. I see it coming. I said, oh, my Lord, I see it coming. They're trying to sabotage Joe Flacco so they can get him up out of here. Oh, my gosh, I see it coming. I saw it. The receivers were dropping like easy balls. Like the stuff is too easy. Like if you're getting paid a certain amount of money, anything over $10, okay? If anybody pays you $20 to catch a ball, bro, you would do a better job than these millionaires wide receivers. I said, there's no way that guy just dropped the ball like that. There's no way the way his catching motion was, I said there's no way. Something's going on. And I came on here and I told y'all they are about to bench Joe Flacco, and it's not going to be his fault. What happened the same daggone week? They benched Joe Flacco, and it was not his fault. Bro, like, y'all thinking I'm just out here glazing for Shedeur, or I'm trying to speak for Shedeur? No. I'm trying to tell you what's happening. Third string quarterback. This is how the NFL works. If you ever watch the NFL in your life, third string quarterback. Whenever have you ever seen in the history of the NFL where the third string quarterback was the where the practice squad quarterback leapfrogged the third string quarterback to second string? Where? When? That was Kevin Stefanski's plan. Until somebody stepped into that organization and said, nope, this is not going to look good on us because we paid money for these positions. We can't be out here just winging it. We're going to look bad because if Billy Zappi comes in and he doesn't do what you think he can do, what do you think the people are going to say? Kevin Stefanski already knew that Shedeur was either not ready or ready. So tell me, 3 days, what in the world could Stefanski have done to get Shedeur ready in the short amount of time that he needed to see? What did Shedeur do differently in 3 days? What could have Shedeur done in 3 days that he hadn't done up all the way up to that point where this dude did not want to let him know that he was quarterback number 2? If I'm glazing for Shedeur, tell me, but come on now. The NFL works that way. 2 goes down, 3 comes in. 1 goes down, 2 goes up. It's that simple. And nobody celebrates second string that much. So now we're not, oh my gosh, we better tear down the goalposts for second string. Like, come on. We're not second string mentality people because we follow Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, his mentality, he's always the guy. He's him. So how are we talking about second string? Shedeur is your franchise quarterback, and we out here worried about second string? Where they do that at? So it ain't just me trying to sell about Shedeur. Put somebody else in the light. You got number 2, and then you're gonna bring up the practice squad, dude. Son is making less money than you can even like imagine. So now he about to leapfrog our guy because Kevin Stefanski thinks he's not ready. So if he's not ready, then whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that your third string guy that you kept on your roster when you could have gotten somebody else on that roster and brought somebody way better than a guy that you don't think is ready? Why would you draft him? Why would you make him third string, keep uphold a roster spot? Hijack a whole roster spot, those coveted roster spots in the NFL. Why would you do all of that if you didn't think someone was going to be ready? 3 days, he's ready now. Come on, man. I'm African, but God dang, I ain't just come from Africa. My Lord. People say I was born. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. Man, I came from Africa at night, but I ain't come last night. I literally came from Africa. I got here at night. Okay? But it was not last night. Okay? Come on now. Dang. This stuff is not it's not rocket science. The process is not really rocket science. I guarantee you, if y'all think I'm crazy, if Stefanski would have promoted Billy Zappi, everything would have shut down. I promise you. People would have questioned him. Like he probably would have got fired. You promote your practice squad quarterback over your third string quarterback, bro. The media would have lost its everything. Some words I can't say. Man, I'll be thinking like, oh, I'm by myself. I'll be cussing by myself. But when I'm in public and you know what I'm saying, like I can't cuss. Because the whole idea of cussing is that it's supposed to edify. If it doesn't edify somebody, then don't say it. So I say, okay, I'm by myself. I can let it loose. Boop, boop. Oh man. I mean, come on, like y'all think we just sitting on YouTube just playing games? Oh, we like Shedeur. You're the Shedeur fan base. You guys are glazing. You guys don't know nothing about no football. All you're just like is just Shedeur. No, it's like, look, think about it, man. Look around the NFL. How does the NFL work? Bruh, it's easy, bruh. 1 goes down, 2 goes up. 3 goes up. That's it. That's it. It ain't no fanfare. We're not. Confetti's not coming down. We ain't doing none of that. It's just a natural process. But if somebody hates you, then they're going to do everything they can do to show the world that they hate you. And Kevin Stefanski hates Shedeur that much that he is doing everything he can do to show the world that he does not prefer Shedeur, that he does not want Shedeur. That's why he's doing everything that he's doing, because it's his job to prepare the gentleman to go and play on Sundays. It's his job to have a system, right? It's his job to have a system in place to get the other guys that are behind the number 1 to get them ready in case the number 1 goes down. So if you come out and you admit to us that your number 3 guy was not ready, right? Then that means that something is not right. Because while Flacco was there, Dillon Gabriel was also the number 2 guy. So keep that in mind. What did you do for Dillon Gabriel or with Dillon Gabriel that had him ready in the number 2 spot when Flacco went down? You're supposed to do something very similar that you did with Dillon Gabriel to Shedeur, because you know that there's a possibility that when the number 2 steps up into the number 1 position, number 3 had to be ready for number 2 spot. So if you didn't do what you were supposed to do, you failed at your job and you should be fired. There's no way do y'all see what's happening? There's no way Dillon Gabriel was ready to step into that number 2 spot when everything, if you're telling me that your preparation game is not on point, but somehow he was ready. Shedeur, on the other hand, he needs to go play pee-wee football because he doesn't even know what a snap count is. He doesn't even know what a read is. He doesn't even know what a read option is. He don't know who the nickel is. He don't know if there's a tight end. What does a TE mean? Can somebody tell me what a TE means? TE. What is TE? This is Shedeur now. He's got the playbook, and he's seen all these acronyms, and it starts to jumble up. And it's like, you know, when somebody's dyslexic in the movies, how they like jumble up the letters for a dyslexic person. He's seen this thing that says TE, but he don't know what this TE means. So he's confused the entire time. So all the reporters, every time they come and talk to Stefanski, he ain't ready. He's not developing. It's not even close. He keeps telling them that, and then they go out there to go write it. Oh, Stefanski said he ain't ready. He's not even close. He don't know what TE means. So let's talk about it before I get up out of here. Let's talk about it real quick. When they draft you, they give you the playbook. You go learn the playbook, and then you go to OTAs, organized team activities, and then you go to rookie minicamp. Your evaluation process starts from when they give you that playbook. They start to evaluate you. Your ability to memorize the plays, to know the plays. The OC, the offensive coordinator, he starts to evaluate y'all in your specific room. It's the playbook. So when you said develop, you're talking about Shedeur being able to process the playbook when he gets to the line of scrimmage, to be able to divide assignments. That's the pre-snap stuff. To be able to know what's happening out there and tell certain people what to do so that we don't jump off sides. The idea that you're telling us Shedeur's not developed, he ain't ready, it's almost as you're saying this dude just don't know what's happening out here. But then the players are interviewed, and they're excited for Shedeur, and they give a different story out here. And we're like, huh? Your own OC comes and says, what we asking him to do, he's doing. Even him. It's hard for him to lie like you. So he's like, yeah, Shedeur, he's developing along, he's coming along pretty well. Trying to hold you down with being mindful of the choices of words that he's using. Yeah, he's coming along very well. Bro, it's your playbook. And you know how we know that your playbook and all that? Your record is 1-4. You're 0-2. Shedeur, the one that is in your meeting, he knows your playbook. And guess what? The other teams that play you every single Sunday, I'm thinking about college, every single Sunday, they also know your playbook. That's how weak your playbook is, because they know what you're going to do. So you're telling me the DBs and the other team that are not in your meetings, that do not read your playbook, if they can learn your plays and pick you apart on a Sunday, every single day, every single Sunday, the guy that you're teaching for 4 months, he don't know that, but the other guys that don't know nothing about your team knows your plays. Hey, yo, stop lying to us. Hey, yo, cut it out. We just gonna do it like we do it in New York. Hey, yo, son, I ain't gonna tell you no more. See, we're the type of people we don't have to tell you too many times. We're just gonna say it in a very confident way, hey, yo, son, stop playing. And then the next is gonna be, that's it. It's over. You're trembling. Like, hey, yo, son, stop playing with me, bro. See, New Yorkers can tell you, like, yo, sir, I'm not the one to play with. And the next one is going to be, that's it. Stop playing with us, bro. Like, yo, stop playing with us. I ain't suggesting I'm about to come and knock Kevin Stefanski out. I ain't saying that, YouTube. But I'm just saying, stop playing with us, bro. Like, stop playing with us. All the way, like, straight up. Stop playing with us, bro. You're selling false stuff. We know what we know. How can our head coach and offensive coordinator be the same guy? First of all, they have head coaches that call their own plays. I don't know what this question is, so I don't want to jump to conclusions. But the Browns have an OC, and their head coach is Kevin Stefanski. So I don't know what this is, so I'm not going to touch that. What else, guys? I'm about to get up out of here. Let's try to save. Roy G, Shedeur don't necessarily have to, like, people around the league know. People know what Shedeur is. People got tape on Shedeur. They can sell us anything they try to sell us. Shedeur don't need to be sold. Kevin Stefanski is trying to muddy the waters. He's trying to muddy the lanes. He's trying to make it hard for Shedeur. Because I heard somebody say that the only reason why Shedeur is not out of there is because they're not trying to get another Baker Mayfield. Right? I mean, take a page out of the daggone New York Giants book. Bruh. Every player that they send away becomes a superstar somewhere else. Like, maybe not every player, but the key players that sent away become superstars elsewhere. So the Browns offensive coordinator doesn't do anything. Kevin does it all. That's what everybody says. Well, then if that's the case, if he does it all, then we can squarely put the blame on him. Maybe he's too busy. Maybe he's got too much on his plate. Because if you look at how the developmental stages have gone, we understand that Shedeur was the third stringer. He's the fifth rounder. So, yes, he wasn't going to have much snaps. Dillon Gabriel was going to get more snaps, but he didn't have that much snaps either because you got to prepare Joe Flacco for, you know what I'm saying? And then they had Kenny Pickett at one point. So, bro, they had like 6 quarterbacks at one point. You ain't got that many snaps to go around. So who was getting these snaps? And then they had to prepare Joe Flacco, giving him much more of the snaps. And I understand that they could have probably finagled the whole snap situation because Joe Flacco had worked he had worked in that system before. The year, like if you skip a year, Joe Flacco was already there. So he didn't necessarily have to get that many snaps because he already knew some of the stuff. Right, but new year, new talent, new things. We're gonna, people already know what we can do, so we're gonna try to change some things up. So you still need those snaps, right? Those DBs are a little bit faster, Those supposed to be the fastest DBs in the world. Now Prime can't cover nobody, right? So those DBs are supposed to be the best. Because if Prime can't cover the new wide receivers and the new DBs, today's DBs can cover those wide receivers, then we're saying that Prime is not as good as the new DBs or as fast as the new DBs. So those DBs that are covering, yeah. Okay, so Jeffrey is saying, yes, Scott Shosky. You said they're basically prepared Gabriel all season, and he still looks the same. My analogy of the plant, the industry plant. Dillon Gabriel is the plant. Like you can see it. Like it's so obvious. They're trying so hard to make Dillon Gabriel work. But no matter how hard you try, if Dillon Gabriel is just supposed to be a backup, bro, like that's it. Dillon Gabriel is not your guy. Dillon Gabriel is supposed to come in like a Jackson Dart and just show you, like, I can play this game and I don't care who's in my way. I'm going to run for TDs. I'm going to do whatever. If I have to catch a concussion just because I want to win so bad, like he's supposed to just spark your organization. That's why you bench the guy that you sold us all season for. This is why he was sitting on the sidelines and you already knew that he was your starter. This is the reason why Joe Flacco was your man's man, right? The entire precinct, like you told us, Joe's your man. So why was it so easy for you to get rid of him to bring in Dillon Gabriel? That when you get rid of the guy that you sold us so much, you get rid of him, you know what our mind frame is going to be? Our mind frame at this point, like, oh, wait a minute. He sold us Joe Flacco, bro. He said Joe Flacco was brought in so that we can win early. We can have a chance at the playoffs. Oh, he's benching Joe Flacco? Bet. Yes, the next guy's got to be, he got to blow you away. Isn't that how we evaluate things? This will be your mentality as a football fan, because if somebody sells you something hard and they say, yo, this is my man's, he's nice, and then something happens and you're like, oh, I'm going to get rid of that man's, but I bet you ain't seen the dude that's behind him. If you think he was nice, son, wait till you see my other man's. You bring your other man's in, and he's a dwarf. Like, you're playing patty cakes. You're playing toss the ball to across the white line. Toss the ball across the white line. That's all you can trust him for. You told him, Dillon Gabriel, you see that white line? The next one, toss the ball there. Yeah. Toss it. Toss ball. Yeah, if you're a plant, that's what happens. Toss ball across line? Yes. Toss the ball across the white line. 10 yards. Just toss it. That's the guy that you benched, the dude that you sold us all year for. That's the dude that you brought in to change everything, to give us a spark. Don't nobody want to play for Dillon Gabriel. You ain't see what's happening in New York. I'm giving you the example the entire night. Cam Scatterbull is ready to die for Jackson Dart. That's his man's in him. Find me one person that you know Dillon Gabriel is like that with. I'll wait. Please find me one person. All you Cleveland Browns fans, name me one person that is man's in them like that. Like Cam Scatterbull and Jackson Dart. Name me Dillon Gabriel's mans. Let me. I'm waiting for the chat. Then I'm up out of here. Name the person, one player that you know, if Dillon Gabriel scored, will pick him up and throw him up. Name one person. This is how you know when your whole team is locked in behind your mans in them. Name the person that if Dillon Gabriel scored, they will lose their life. They will be like, my man's is ready. Let's get it. I'm waiting. Please help me. Please help me. Please, any Cleveland Browns fans still here? We're about to leave. I know it's 10 o'clock. I got to get up out of here. But can any Cleveland Browns fan tell me who is Dillon Gabriel's mans on that team? Who really liked Dillon Gabriel to the point where they could not wait till he was ready to play, that he suited up, right? Offensive lineman, wide receiver, tight end, running back. Tell me who's really Dillon Gabriel's man's man. Who? Please, somebody help me. Nobody? Nothing? Kevin's not on he's on the sideline. He's the coach. That's all he got. So that's my point. So, bruh, that ain't a good thing. My sinus is about to blow up. Yeah, I gotta go. That's all he got? All he got is Kevin? That's not his team. You know that African guy that's always got his chest out? I think he's like the tight end. Put Shedeur in the game and watch his face. That's just one person that I recognize. Put Shedeur in the game. Watch that African guy. I think DC said he got burned, 3rd degree or 4th degree burn or something. Put Shedeur in the game and watch that young man's reactions to Shedeur suiting up and stepping on that field. And you will be able to tell whose team that really is. Dillon Gabriel's your plant. You're trying hard to make him work. But the team don't trust him. You ain't got nobody on that team that's about to go crazy. The entire stadium went crazy when Jackson Dart came into the game. And they told Russell Wilson to get up out of here. They almost lost their mind when Jackson Dart got a concussion. Everybody dropped their head and like, oh, Lord. When he came back, everybody erupted. Yeah. Nothing is happening like that for Dillon Gabriel. Nothing. The fan base don't even care. Isn't the fan base supposed to go crazy when Dylan Gabriel comes into this game? Because that is the spark that we've been waiting for since Joe Flacco was not it. You ever play that game? Not it? Not it. What you say, you Royal G? What will happen to a CEO if they train the competition's accountant? The competition, yeah, a competition's accountant. The sequences will be civil lawsuits, termination by the board, loss of reputation, criminal exposure, fire him. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. Oh my gosh, I gotta go. Let me get up out of here. Oh. All right, guys, I gotta go. My sinuses are really like trying to like they're doing something crazy now, so I gotta go. All right, man. I'll see y'all later. Let me go take some medication because this cold is trying to come down hard on me. So we're not celebrating no second string, but we're happy for Shedeur. Okay, we're not celebrating second string, but we're happy for Shedeur. So, yeah. If it comes with Cleveland, fine. If it doesn't, then I'll be fine with that. All right, guys, man, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all being a part of this community. Y'all know I appreciate y'all always. God bless. I'll be praying for you. Good night. God bless. Love y'all, man.